That's when he put the 357 in my head. Told me he was going to kill me. Big joke. He had it locked, but he had his hand around it. He said, I'm going to kill you. And he put the gun right here. And after I pooped and peed all over myself, shaking, he said, joke, it's locked. And then I knew I was dealing with a crazy man.
Pat has been married to her husband, Bill, for over 45 years. Over the years, both she and her children experienced repeated physical and emotional abuse from Bill. We taped Pat on 2 different occasions, talking with a counselor from a battered women's shelter. 2 years ago, Pat left her husband and had come to this battered women's shelter. They had helped her to find an apartment, but after a few months, due to medical problems, Pat felt she could no longer live by herself and moved back in with her husband. As usual, at first things were okay, but later the abuse started all over again.
For the sake of my sanity, I've got to get out. He's got my brains like scrambled eggs. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Walk out. How would you like to walk out of your house for a walk and forget where the hell you are and you don't know where you are? All I want is peace and quiet. Nobody harassing me. Nobody hitting me. Nobody punching me. Nobody twisting my arms. Nobody tripping me on the floor. It's been all of my married life. I thought after I was married a while, he'll taper off. He'll change. He never changed. He not only beat me, he beat my children. He twisted their arms up behind their back. He dislocated their shoulders. And when he hit them on the ground, he kicked them.
About a month after this taping, Pat came to the shelter for battered women again. After she had been there a couple of weeks, we taped her again as she talked with her counselor.
My emotional state when I came here in '86 was that life wasn't worth living, that I would be better off dead. And I was thinking of ways that I could commit suicide without leaving a mess.
Pat related how in the early years of her marriage, she had separated from her husband 3 different times, but each time returned because of financial constraints.
Okay. The second time I left, same thing. Didn't have enough money to buy clothes, food, and pay the rent and get somebody to watch him. So again, he came to me and said, why are you doing this? I love you. You're the only thing in my life. I can't live without you. Again, I went back and said, things are going to be different. Right up until the time I came this time, things are going to be different. And my son Bill said to me, Mom, when I was right there in the car, he said, Mom, do you still think Dad's going to change? I said, no, I wouldn't be here if I thought he was going to change. Look how many years, and look how many years, Patty, I've wasted by thinking he's going to change. I felt sorry for him, and I wanted to, like you said, nurture him and try to be kind and gentle and sweet to him, saying, in return, eventually, you will turn and be kind and gentle and sweet with me. But it got worse and worse and worse. And when I thought to myself, I'm not going to do it. I don't know how many years I've got to live, but I'm not going to live it this way. And I always told him, when things start going bad, one of these days when the kids are all grown and they've left, I'm leaving too. And he said, not thinking that I'm getting older and I'm going to get sick. I thought I was going to stay the same age, never looking at that side of it. You see, I thought the kids will grow up, they'll get married, they'll do whatever they want, and I'll go and do what I want, and I'll say bye. But it doesn't work that way. As they're growing up, you're getting older, you're getting grayer, you're getting sick. So you say, now what? What do you do? Where do you go? But I am bound and determined. I am going to have peace. That's the uppermost, is peace and quiet.
But now you went back. because of health problems.
Right.
And yet you're here again.
Yes. What has brought me back?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first, like I said before, I didn't know I could come back until I called you. And you said, yes, there is space here, and yes, you can come back. Because I really do, Patty, believe with all my heart that if you hadn't let me come here, he would have either killed me or I would have killed him. Because I was taking to fighting back. It took a lot of years to fight back and to realize he's been battering me all this time. When are you going to batter him? When are you going to hit him? When are you going to give him part of what he's given you? And I became so strong and so belligerent that I felt I could handle him. He's just little and thin now, where he was big and massive before. He's a little thin man that'd have no problem.
Finally, Pat related how she had applied for an apartment in a local senior housing complex.
On Sunday, about a week ago, I got an answer. They said I've been accepted. Everything is going fine over there. That when they have an apartment, I'll be the first one because I'm in the shelter. Yeah.
Because you do have a life. And you have...
Well, I'm beginning to realize it, you know, because I never thought I had one. I never thought I had one. When I came here the last time, I was hopeless. Now, you have given me a little hope that I have got. But that's mainly what I want, is just to have a peaceful life.
Shortly after this last tape was shot, Pat went into the hospital for an operation on her back. A serious infection set in, and Pat was hospitalized in critical condition for 3 months. At the end of this hospitalization, Pat opted to go back to her home, even though her husband was also there. With the help of much in-home health care and therapy, she gradually regained some strength and some walking ability. Then, 1 month after she was home, her husband had a serious stroke and was placed in a nursing home. After 3 months, with money running out, Pat brought him back home and helped to take care of him there herself.
Somebody help you? I was so big before that it's all wrinkles. Come on, get the hell out. Oh yeah. That you can't even, she goes right by the place, she won't stop getting messy. She gets it when she feels like it. But when she needs prescription, she calls and she's just right over there.
If he fell, I couldn't take care of him because of my back. It isn't as though I didn't want him here.
Oh yeah,
it was because I
his
couldn't
son here
do
wasn't
it.
even working, he could take care of you.
So that's the reason he was in anger in the first place, was the fact I couldn't take care of him.
He didn't want to take
Three
care of you.
doctors told me, don't do it. So that's why he was
Doctor
out
tells
there.
her what to do. She don't tell nobody. She can't subtract. She can't add. She can't do nothing.
I wanted to get him well enough to where I could move over in the senior citizen home over in Park Forest. I thought if I got him well, he could live here. I would live away. My intentions were never to stay here. I was going to leave. And if everything pans out, I will eventually leave.
4 months after this last taping, Pat had a serious heart attack. She was resuscitated in the hospital, but lived only in semi-consciousness for 18 days and then died. Pat had recognized that the abuse was not going to stop, and while she made several plans and attempts to get away from the abuse, was not, for many reasons, financial, health-related, emotional, able to ever achieve a complete separation.